Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda and today I'm going to be reviewing the book and I'm going to be real honest up front. We're going to get into some spoilers of the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. When I was a kid and I was in like middle school, high school, I can't remember when I read The Hunger Games originally. I super loved them. My brother's the first one who read them. He's the one who told me to read them and I devoured them. I thought they were great. I also loved the movies. Like the movies were great. Like I felt like that was a great book to movie transition. We don't get to see that a lot and I was really happy. Fast forward to today. I don't read YA at all. So if you're new to my channel, this is like the first time you're looking for reviews on the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. Unfortunately, I don't review a lot of YA. I don't read a lot of YA. So like if you're watching this and you're like, oh, this girl seems cool, I wonder if she reads any other YA. I don't. I'm sorry. So I just didn't think I was gonna pick this up. Like, saw that it came out, the prequel, The Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. Like, I don't know, I just didn't really think about it. A couple weeks ago, my coworker was talking to me and she was like, yeah, I read that book, have you? And I was like, oh, no, I haven't. She's like, oh, I think you should, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what, this would be fun. Like, I'm not doing much anyways with my time, so why not? And it was on Hoopla for instant like borrowing and I was like, let's do it. So I'm gonna say that I did not like this book. I am not judging anyone who loved it. Like I think this was like, if you love the Hunger Games, this was just more content for you and I'm happy for you. Like this is great. Is this what you were looking for? Awesome. I don't know if it's just like I can't get into YA anymore where it's like this disconnect for me, but I really did not enjoy this book. I probably think I rated it 2 stars on Goodreads. I thought this book was kind of boring. I really dragged on. So I was listening to the audiobook, so I'd go for walks and like do it while I did my puzzle and stuff. And it was like really hard to like motivate myself to listen to it and be like, yeah, I'm listening to this book right now, pay attention. I just felt like it was just moving really slowly. I just felt like there just wasn't a lot of stuff going on and like I essentially read a book about somebody's senior project and I was like, my senior project was not that exciting and frankly neither is this one. Also, like, was this book necessary? Do we need it? Did we need it for the extra story for the Hunger Games? Did we learn anything from it? For me, the only extra thing that I learned was now I know where the Hanging Tree song came from. Thank you, Lucy Gray. I don't think that this book helped anything, like helping us learn any additional information about the Hunger Games. I guess we learned how the Hunger Games came to be, but I was like, I probably could have gone on without knowing that Cornelius's dad forced somebody to submit that idea. Like, I just, whatever. Didn't really need it. And I mean, like, we already know Cornelius Snow sucks. Like, we know he's a bad guy. I didn't need this book to confirm that he was, like, not cool. Now I see that, like, he was not cool forever. I mean, even when Cornelius is, like, trying to be good, it's, like, it's all for selfish reasons. And I think that when he's trying to be good, he's, like, essentially trying to save face. The grappling that he has in some of the instances, like with the Hunger Games and like his tribute, like he doesn't care about any of the other tributes if they live or die. He doesn't care about the districts or their well-being. He literally only cares about Lucy Gray because he likes her and she likes him. And if it was clear that she didn't like him, I don't think he would care at all. And there's also the thing where, like, if she wins, he gets to win. Like, he wins money. We're 6 minutes into this video, and I haven't even explained this plot, but, like, I'm sure if you're watching it, you kind of know what's going on. But essentially, the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes is the prequel to the Hunger Games, and it's the origin story of Cornelius, I don't know, Snow, and who is the president of Pan Am in the Hunger Games. And in this book, he's 18, and it's the 10th Hunger Games, and they decide that students are going, in like the Capitol's academy, are going to be mentors in the games. And if you win, you can get a prize, and that leads to like recognition and like a higher chance of getting into university. And then like one of the other mentors, or one of his friends or fellow students, Sejanus's dad, says that whoever wins, he'll like pay for their university, essentially. So Cornelius in this book is like dirt fucking poor. He's like got nothing except his like high rise and some roses. And he's like, yeah, I need to win. So I think the only reason he's really like caring about Lucy Gray is because he needs to like keep his status in the Capitol, get that money, get to university, further his career, help his family, help himself. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. It just really didn't do it for me. I don't really care where Cornelius came from. I don't really like, you know what backstory I would have wanted? Like Katniss's like parents' backstory. Like where did they come from? How did they get to District 13? How like leading up to his death, like Katniss's dad's death, like that would have been kind of interesting to me. Like I don't care about Cornelius at all. Some things that I had trouble with. So he mentors this chick, Lucy Gray. Doesn't seem like she's gonna make it. But when like it's like the reaping or whatever, and they decide the tributes, she like holds out all the stunts, and I'm like, good for you. You know you have a low chance, so you're like, I'm gonna make a show. She like sings, and that's like her thing. Like people love her. The thing I did not like, I like liked Lucy Gray. Like I thought that she was a character I could kind of get behind, but I thought that she was also really dumb. Like as much as smart as she was, she trusted Cornelius way too much. This whole like, there's this romantic relationship that happens between Cornelius and Lucy Gray, and I'm like not having it. I don't like how Cornelius refers to her as like his property, essentially. Like he's like, oh, I own her, like, or she's mine. Like it's just like a lot of like phrasing that made it seem like he owned her and she was his, and no one else could have her because she was his. And that's like not cool, dude. Like you don't own her. I really didn't like that vibe. I didn't like how there was this weird romantic relationship happening, and it wasn't even like, I don't know, it was like Lucy Gray super loved Cornelius, but like Cornelius was like, I really like Lucy Gray, but like only if she can pass her capital. Like it was just like, and she trusts him so much, and I'm like, you really shouldn't trust this person. You barely know him, and he is gonna be able to go on with his life, if you don't win these games. And then, like, there's so many toxic relationships in this book. He has a friend that considers him a brother, considers him a best friend, Sejanus, and he treats him like shit, and like is super like friendly to his face, like blah blah blah, but then like it's like, I fucking hate this guy behind his back. And like at one point Sejanus goes into the arena because he just like hates the games. Like Sejanus is like has a conscience, he like wants to like stop it. Like he goes into like the Hunger Games arena, and he is like literally just gonna take his life so he can like save a tribute, or at least like mourn. I think he was mourning the District 2 tribute, which is where he's from and originally. They call Cornelius because he's apparently his only friend, and they're like, get him out of here. And so he does. He gets Sejanus safely out of the arena. And then for his efforts, Cornelius like goes to his house and talks to his dad, and is like essentially trying to get his dad to pay him for doing this. And his dad's like, not today. And I'm like, thank God. Like, what a trash person. Like, you're just gonna save somebody's life and then be like, yeah, where's my money? But we all know that that's what he is. Like, it was like not a surprise, but it was also like, why am I reading this? I don't want to read this. Another thing is like, there's things that like happened that I didn't really understand, like what the fuck is going on. For example, one of his classmates and him, like before the games happen, they like write this paper, and him and his classmate take like ownership of this paper, even though Cornelius did the whole thing. And they go to Dr. Gall, who's like the game maker or whatever the hell she is. And they're chatting over these weird, crazy snakes. And Dr. Gall knows that Cornelius is the only one who worked on this paper. And so she like throws the paper in the snake cage. And then she's like, why don't you guys just grab the paper in there? So the chick puts her hand in there, and since the paper only has Cornelius's scent on it, and the snakes only feel comfortable with familiar scents, the chick's scent is not familiar, and they like attack her, and she's like in the hospital for like a chunk of the book, and she doesn't come back until the Hunger Games start. And then we're all supposed to be like, oh, I guess she's cool now. I'm like, what? Like, is she gonna be like, she gets like scales on her body? And then like at one point her and Cornelius were talking, she's like, I guess they're gonna go away. And I'm like, is this it? This is her story? Like, I'm just supposed to be like, that's all that happens to her? Is she like got some like snake mutations and then like she just carries on with her life? What? And then like there's also the part where at the end this video is all over. I hope you guys didn't need a structured video. There's tons of them out there. You go find them. Like, Lucy Gray wins the Hunger Games, essentially because Cornelius cheats and, like, helps her out. Like, he gives her poison to bring into the arena. The snakes come back, and he knows that, like, how the snakes work. So he, like, drops a handkerchief with Lucy Gray's scent so the snakes don't attack her. And, like, all this shit comes out. And so the Lucy Gray wins, but like after the Hunger Games is done, like it's not even talked about. It's like erased. And Cornelius is sent to go be a peacemaker, and he can't go to university. That's like his punishment, which he asks to go to District 12. So he reunites with Lucy. Awesome. And then he like meets like her little group of like her family. I don't know, like the band that she's in there. I don't know. There was so much stuff happening at the end and I just didn't really care about. Like at the end, I don't really know. There was like some rebellion happening, and like Cornelius was like figuring it out, but he was like, what the hell are they doing? Why are they doing this? And then there's a skirmish, 2 people die, and then the rest of like the covey, which is like Lucy's people, like scatter. Like what happened to them? What happened to like Maid Madwell? I don't know what her name was. This little girl that was like Lucy's sister or something. Like I don't know what happened to them. We never know. We don't even know what happened to Lucy. Like Cornelius is like, let's run away together, and like they go, and then he like convinces himself that she's gonna kill him. So then he tries to kill her first, and he just shoots some bullets into the air, and then he like there's a snake that comes at him, bites him, and he like convinces himself that it was Lucy that set that trap for him to like whatever, and then it turns out it's not even a poisonous snake, so chill out, bro. And yeah, so he just fires some guns. He doesn't see her. He just assumes he got her, and he goes back. Like, where did she go? Is she dead? Did she make it? Like, what's her story? Where does she go from here? Also, that sucks. You totally trusted this dude. You're like, yeah, let's run away together. And then he tries to shoot you, and then he just like leaves you, and you're like, guess I'm on my own now. Cool. And then Cornelius just gets to go like back to his base, get stitched up with his snake bite, and then they're like, yeah, we think you're gonna be a great like whatever captain of the peacemakers, because he applies for that. And then he gets on this train, and then it just takes him to Dr. Gall, and she's like, ha, just kidding, you're gonna go to university, you're gonna be under me, and you're gonna be great and famous and rich and blah 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 blah. And then yeah, it was stupid. So Janus dies because Cornelius rats him out on this like Jabberjay, and sends it to Dr. Gall, telling her like, so Janus is creeping around with some rebels and he's crazy. And then they hang him. And then since Janus is an only child, his parents, like, who love Cornelius, just like pretty much adopt him and make him their son. And then he's rich again. And it's just wrapped up way too well. Snow lands on top. Oh my god. I hated every time they said that. It was so fucking corny. Snow lands on top. Yeah, we got it, bitch. We know, because Cornelius becomes president of Pan Am. I know he's gonna land on top, okay? That was like the most infuriating thing. It's like, there was no like, I wonder what's gonna happen. Like at the end when like him and Lucy are running away together, I'm like, oh, like, is he gonna get caught? What's gonna happen? Like, I know he's gonna be okay. He ends up being the president. There's no shock and surprise. Like literally I knew none of these people were gonna make it. I'm like, he's gonna be like the evil president. None of these people are gonna make it. None of them. Duh. My favorite part though, there was one part that I did love, is like when the tributes come to the Capitol, they keep them all in the zoo, which like, okay. And you can like see them, like it's essentially a fucking zoo. You can go check up, you can go visit the zoo and go see the tributes. And like Sejanus starts like bringing food to his tribute and the other tributes and starts feeding them because the capital's not feeding them, which makes no sense to me. You're gonna send a bunch of starved people in to like fight each other. Like they're all gonna be super weak. There's not gonna be any show. Sejanus, who's the only one with the conscience, like starts bringing food. Cornelius, who's like, I want to seem like I have a conscience because I want people to like me, also starts bringing food. Then there's this other chick who's like, I'm gonna bring a sandwich and dangle it in front of my tribute, and then keep snatching it away from her when she tries to take it, and she's like, ha ha ha, my tribute's stupid. But then her tribute takes out a knife and slits her throat. It was, I was like, you deserved it. Sorry. Like, you're an asshole. You're gonna like just like jingle food in front of somebody who hasn't eaten like days, and you're like, ha ha ha, joke's on you. Well, joke's on you. And there was like this huge fight scene after that, or battle, whatever, I don't know. Well, the tribute like got killed by a peacemaker, and it was like, whoa. But she did get a bite of that sandwich before she died. And I was like, good for you. I clearly did not like this book, but I think that if you haven't read it yet and you really enjoyed The Hunger Games, you like YA, you like a villain origin story, go for it. Try it out. It is kind of long. It was like 14 hours on audiobook. I was like, I just wasted 14 hours of my life. But maybe that's the best 14 hours of your life. So don't judge me. Don't take my word for it, but it was definitely a 2 stars for me. I guess there's supposed to be some movie, and I'm like, do I care? I don't know. Depends on who's in it, I guess. Who knows? So that was that. I wish I could get 14 hours of my life back, but we get this rant review that's super unstructured, and you guys were probably left like 10 minutes ago. So if you made it to the end, congratulations. And make sure if you had a good time, like this video. Comment down below if you read it, if you liked it. I've seen some mixed stuff. I've seen people hate it. I've just saw somebody really love it, which is totally cool. Like, I'm not trying to say, I hate doing that, but like, I'm not trying to say if you loved it, you're like, your judgment is terrible. Like, I could see how people would love it. It just wasn't for me. Yeah, so tell me if you loved it. You're like, girl, you're crazy. Like, it was good, and that's fine. But if you agree with me, let me know. And yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts on the book and stuff down below. And I think that's it. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you so wish, and I will see you guys next time.